Lesson 15, the nervous system. General organization of the nervous system divides it into two components. The central nervous system, or CNS, contains the brain and the spinal cord. The peripheral nervous system is anything outside of the central nervous system. While there are many different types of cells in nervous tissue, the functional cell of the nervous system is the neuron. The neuron is the cell that can actually initiate and transmit a nerve impulse. There are several types of neurons. Interneurons are neurons that are found completely within the central nervous system. Sensory neurons carry sensory input from peripheral areas of the body into the central nervous system. And then motor neurons send motor commands from the central nervous system out to muscles and glands. This diagram illustrates the central nervous system, the brain, and the spinal cord, and that is made up of the interneurons. Any sensory input, sight, smell, touch, vibration, pain, temperature, all of these impulses are carried into the central nervous system on sensory neurons. The interneurons can process that information, make decisions, and then if motor commands need to be sent out, those are carried on the motor neuron. This shows us something of the structure, the anatomy of a neuron. Neurons have a cell body much like any other cell. It's going to contain a nucleus, endoplasmic reticulum, Golgi, ribosomes, mitochondria, all of those things that we saw way back in Lesson 3. However, there are some cytoplasmic extensions that extend out off of the cell body. Many of these are called dendrites, and dendrites are the receivers. So they are going to pick up stimuli from other cells, from the environment. That information is normally transmitted towards the cell body in the form of something called a graded potential. And then there is a long extension called an axon, and the axon is the transmitter. So normally this is going to conduct a nerve impulse away from the cell body, and that axon will contact another cell, be it another neuron or a muscle or a gland. If you look closely at the axon in the diagram, there are some structures that look like little blue sausages. These are called Schwann cells. It's another type of cell in the nervous system. What the Schwann cell does is it will wrap itself around the axon of a neuron, and it functions much like insulation. There are some little gaps between these Schwann cells, which are called nodes of Ranvier, and those are very important whenever this axon begins transmitting a nerve impulse.